We're in an Imps tournament and have bid an aggressive no-trump slam against silent opponents. West leads the Queen of Spades. After 3 tricks, I'm going to ask you to come up with a complete plan, but right now I want you to pause the video and think about what to do for this first trick. And now that you've got the start of a plan and have unpaused the video again, we'll continue. We've got 11 top tricks: 2 spades, 3 hearts, 5 diamonds, and a club. We need to find one more trick somewhere. If spades split 3-3, we could get an extra spade trick as long as we lose a spade trick earlier in the play. And since West led a spade, maybe we should lose this one. There aren't obvious ways to develop tricks in any of the other suits, but perhaps some kind of squeeze could develop. However, right now we can win only 11 of the 13 remaining tricks, so we currently have 2 losers. If we want to find a squeeze later, we should rectify the count by losing one trick early on, ideally while we still have control in all 4 suits. So I think we should hold up. Whether it sets up the spades or rectifies the count to satisfy condition L, this seems like a good trick to lose. West switches to a club, which I think is a very telling play. If West had the king of clubs, this would risk giving up a trick, whereas if anyone else had led clubs, West would be guaranteed to win one of the first 2 club tricks, thereby setting the contract. So underleading the king of clubs would be a really terrible play by West, and I don't think the opponents would make that mistake. So I'm now very confident that East has the king. I play low, hoping that East might mistakenly go up with the king if they had a holding like king 10 fourth. But alas, they play the jack. Defenders usually play the lowest of touching honors, so I now suspect that West might have the 10 of clubs. We need to take the rest of the tricks, so I go up with the ace. We've got a 9-card diamond fit missing the jack, and there is a 100% line of play for this card combination. We should cash the first trick from the hand with 2 winners. If both opponents follow suit, the diamonds will run, and if one opponent shows out, we've still got a 2-way finesse to pick up either 4-0 split. So I lead the king, and when both opponents follow suit, I know the diamonds will run. Pause the video again and plan the rest of the play. And now that you've got a plan and have unpaused the video again, we'll continue. We can still try running the spades as a backup plan, but let's see if there's a squeeze as well, since we've already satisfied condition L. We have no losers in diamonds, so there are no threat cards there. The queen of clubs is a threat, guarded only by the king in East's hand. Our last heart is a threat card, guarded by whichever opponent has at least 4 hearts. And since the opponents only have 7 hearts between them, only one opponent could guard it. Finally, if spades don't split evenly, Dummy's last spade is a threat card, guarded by the opponent with long spades. So we've got threat cards in 3 suits, but a simple squeeze uses only 2 threat suits. That means we've got options for what to try. We could go for a squeeze in spades and clubs, so let's check blue. For condition B, we'll hope that East is busy holding long spades in addition to their king of clubs. But now we can't satisfy condition U, because neither the spade threat nor the club threat is upper of East. So that's not going to work. We could instead try for a squeeze in hearts and clubs. Again, for condition B, we'll hope that East is busy holding long hearts in addition to their club guard. And since the heart threat is upper of East, we can probably satisfy condition U. Satisfying condition E will require knowing where the squeeze card is. It'll be our last winner in a non-threat suit, and since that can be a spade, it could be in either hand. If the squeeze card is in dummy, we cannot satisfy condition E because we don't have an entry to our hand in either clubs or hearts. So the squeeze card must be in our hand, and the entry will be in hearts. But now we've run into the UE exception, because the entry to dummy is in hearts, but the heart threat is in the hand with the squeeze card. And we don't have the exception to the exception because we don't have an entry back to our hand in either threat suit. Consequently, the heart threat does not count for condition U after all, and so we cannot satisfy blue against East, who surely has the club guard. So a spade club squeeze isn't going to work, and a heart club squeeze isn't going to work either. The queen of clubs turns out to be a trap. It's useless despite looking like such a good threat card. What if the club threat was the 9 instead of the queen? I still suspect that West might hold the 10 of clubs, while East has the king. So both opponents are guarding it, and it isn't a good threat. So the only squeeze left to consider is in hearts and spades. For condition B, let's cross our fingers and hope that some opponent is busy holding both the long hearts and the long spades. The squeeze card will be the last non-threat suit winner we play, and because we don't have any more club winners, it'll be the last diamond in dummy. For condition E, we've got an entry to our hand in spades. For condition U, the heart threat is upper of East, and the spade threat is upper of West. But we need to deal with the UE exception because the entry is in spades and the spade threat is in the hand with the squeeze card. However, we've also got the exception to the exception because we've got another entry back to that hand in spades. So the spade threat can count for condition U after all, and we could squeeze either opponent. If we didn't have that second entry back to dummy, we could only squeeze East in the majors. We'll need to perform a Vienna coup by cashing the Queen of Hearts before playing the squeeze card. But before doing that, we'll need to unblock the hearts in the dummy. The threat suit without the entry is hearts, so that's the guard card we're going to watch for, and the suit we need to count is hearts. If we finish cashing the diamonds and our fourth heart isn't good yet, we'll try running the spades, and we'll then pick up the times when spades split evenly, in addition to the times when one opponent is busy guarding both major suits. So that's the whole plan. Unblock the two hearts in dummy, noticing that both opponents follow suit to both tricks. Play a diamond back to our hand, then cash the Queen of Hearts as a Vienna coup, discarding that deceptively useless Queen of Clubs. Both opponents follow suit to this trick too, so there's only one more heart out there to watch for. Now, finish running the diamonds, still watching for the last heart. And when it's discarded, we can claim. Backing up to the start of this trick and revealing the opponent's hands, you can see that East was under some pressure here. Double dummy, they could have discarded their King of Clubs, because West is still guarding the suit with their 10. But if East had done that, we would have played one more diamond afterwards, and they'd be squeezed anyway. If they don't discard the heart guard, they must discard a spade and let us run that suit. In all of the previous examples I've shown, the defenders have held on to the guard card in the suit without the entry and have unprotected the guard card in the suit with the entry on the squeeze card itself. And that's usually what happens, but sometimes the opponents play differently. Don't get complacent and assume they'll hold on to the guard card you're looking for, and be on the lookout for it before you get to the squeeze card, just in case it gets played early. Part of the beauty of squeeze plays is that as long as blue is satisfied, the squeeze will work regardless of what choices the opponents make. But you need to be prepared to act appropriately if the opponents make an unusual choice. This was one such hand.